Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. My name is Thomas Wildman and thank you for joining us. A maritime-themed bar and grill is expanding its reach into the border city with a grand opening this week. Blowers in Grafton, Lloydminster officially opens its doors tomorrow after a weekend of sneak peeks. The restaurant serves a variety of dishes commonly found on the east coast of Canada.
From our Atlantic seafood to smoked pepperoni, Brothers Pepperoni, to secret family recipe pizza sauce, and a lot of craft beers from around Halifax and the Maritimes, and even distilled liquors and that. And we really try to kind of bring a piece of the East Coast and a bit of that hospitality and a little bit of a different culture from the East Coast out to Western Canada at this point.
Co-owner Josh Robinson says having a Blowers in Grafton in Lloydminster gives people a chance to support Canadian products while also trying food from a different part of the country.
Look at ourselves obviously as an East Coast restaurant, but we also really look at ourselves as a truly Canadian concept and a Canadian restaurant. You know, those special ingredients that we bring in from the East Coast, you know, they're Canadian ingredients.
Blowers in Grafton is located at the Power Centre, and they hope to attract people in Lloydminster with their unique lineup of Halifax dishes. It's time now for Retrospect. Here is Nick Hott.
This week on Retrospect, we travel back to the year 1994 for a look into how officers showed their support to athletes in the Special Olympics.
It's good for running. It's good for running.
It was cold and it was wet, but that did not put a damper on this year's Midwest Law Enforcement Torch Run.
Hey, how's the weather today?
Just super!
47 officers from the RCMP, North Battleford Correctional Facility, and the Saskatchewan Highway Transport Patrol ran, walked, and biked their way from North Battleford to Lloydminster. And they did it all for people like these, local athletes going to compete in the National Special Olympics. 4 Lloydminster athletes are going this year, a long-distance runner and 3 swimmers.
We're in swimming. I'm in backstroke, 50 meters, and front crawl, 50 meters.
And you're going to win the gold?
Yeah, and I'm going to try to bring it home.
Athletes joined officers in the final leg of the run. The race finally ended at Bud Miller Park, 10 hours and 150 kilometers from its original start. The officers say they were just a bit tired but satisfied. And Corporal Terry Wozniak says plans are already in the works for next year's run.
And we're talking right now, likely next year, it's going to be 157 kilometers, but it's going to be 2 runs. We're going to likely run from North Battleford to Meadow Lake. What we'll do is run North Battleford to Glasgow and Meadow Lake to Glasgow. Meet there. That'll hopefully try and tie all the detachments in.
This torch run raised almost $8,500 for the Saskatchewan Special Olympics. The money will be presented to the organization this Friday in Yorkton at the regional games. Darcy Modine, Police Beat.
Next, we jump forward to the year 1997 for a look into the Mother's Support Program.
Because it's difficult being a parent, and there's no manual and no one to always rely on.
The successful Mother Support Program has been giving young parents a unique opportunity.
What it is a mentoring program for young women who are pregnant or already parenting preschoolers. It's an outreach program through our mentors who are volunteers.
The program has been operating out of the Midwest for over a year now. Organizers say matching the young mothers with a supportive role model and friend provides the young parents with positive skills that will help them care for themselves and their children.
Whenever you put two people together and there's a bond, it's a special thing. And I think because the focus is on motherhood, it's a unique situation. They get to bond with somebody around that issue.
These parents and their mentors say the program has helped them build a special bond.
Just be there for them, encourage them, not try to control them, not try to tell them where to go, what to do, what they should be doing, but be proud of them no matter what they do, just like you would your own children.
Trying to be a better mom to our little one, and how to deal with things that I never thought I would be dealing with at a young age.
Sunmore says the interest is out there, and she would like to see the program expand to more communities in the future.
The response has been good, but we definitely need more mentors because we've got young moms actually on a waiting list, waiting for a match.
In the Battlefords, Josephine Gouzeau, Health Watch.
And that's all for this week of Retrospect.
Retrospect is brought to you by Webb's Machinery. Find New Holland products at Webb's Machinery, your dealer in Vermilion, Vegreville, Lamont, Wainwright, St. Paul, and Consulate.
And we'll have more Primetime local news after the break. Registrations have officially opened up for the 2025 Rustlers Beach Volleyball program. Our Jackson Fontaine and the head coach of the program have the details.
I'm joined here today with Matt Peck, who is the assistant coach for the Lakeland Rustlers women's volleyball team. So, Matt, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you guys started up a volleyball program a couple years back, so could you just give me the history on that?
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up in Australia and came over to play volleyball at Lakeland College in 2016. Me and a friend from Honduras, who is also on the men's volleyball team, started this program back in 2018. We were spending our summers cleaning dorms at the college and figured we'd get some volleyball coaching in while we were doing that. And so started in 2018. We had 11 kids play beach volleyball our first year. And now this is coming up on year 8 of Rustlers Beach Volleyball, and we think we might have over 100 kids playing out in Lloyd this summer.
For this volleyball program, how can people register?
For sure, yeah. So Rustlers Volleyball Club, you can look them up, their website, social medias, Facebook, Instagram, or you can go Rustlers Beach Volleyball Instagram as well. That'll have the registration links there, or you can just contact me directly at mattpeck14@gmail.com. Registrations have just opened up. We don't anticipate filling up as many kids as want to be out there. We will have, and we try and have it open to all skill levels as well. So everybody should feel welcome to register if they're interested in playing. The youngest we normally have are about 10 or 11-year-olds. We go all the way up to 18-year-olds, and we also have a lot of alumni who come back and help coach the younger groups as well. So we're going to have about 10 to 15 coaches who've played in the program in the past who are coming back to help, and they're really excited to give back to the program that they love being part of so much too.
Awesome, yeah, it's kind of nice how you guys do all different ages so everyone gets a chance to play volleyball in, of course, the summer, which is nothing better than that.
Exactly, yeah. And so I think indoor volleyball can be quite serious sometimes, as it should be. The beach volleyball culture we try and have here is it's a little more relaxed, it's a little more social. We're out there to enjoy playing the sport, as opposed to being super fiery and competitive. So yeah, for sure, get out there, enjoy the sun, enjoy being part of the community that we've sort of built here. And so yeah, it's my highlight of my year every year is getting to spend my summer out in the sand.
And Matt, how long does this program go on for?
Yeah, so we start on June 9th. We run for the rest of June and all the way through July as well. So it's about 7 weeks. Each group will have a training session during the week where they do a little bit more skill development, and then we'll do gameplay Sundays. So every Sunday it's either we'll show up and we'll make teams based on who comes. Then throughout the summer we have 3 tournaments as well. So we do a pairs tournament, a threes tournament, and a mixed fours tournament as well.
And Matt, you also mentioned before we started about the courts, how with the Saskatchewan Summer Games last year, the courts got a big upgrade. Just talk to me about that.
Yeah, it was incredible. So when we first started, we had two beach volleyball courts out there. Over the years, as we had enough people playing, the city expanded that to 3 beach volleyball courts, but the nets and the posts were pretty old. We weren't able to adjust the height, so the poor 11-year-olds were sometimes playing on a men's height net. And through the summer games last year, we were able to put pretty significant dollars towards those court upgrades. And so now we have new nets, new poles, we have actual beach volleyball lines as well. And so what's really cool about that is now we're able to host official tournaments as well. Now our courts courts meet all the criteria to host Sask volleyball tournaments, and Sask Volleyball is actually looking to host a beach volleyball tournament in Lloyd now because of those court upgrades. And so we're so appreciative with the work that went into those court upgrades, and we're so excited to use them this summer.
Awesome. And then Matt, once you guys kind of get all the players registered, is that when you kind of mix them up into different teams?
So we have an older group and a younger group, and so we normally have about 15 and younger, and then 16 and older. In that 16 and older group is where we have all of those alumni players come back and play as well. So we have quite a few current post-secondary athletes in that older group. And so those are the two groups that we make. And then every time, whether we're doing skills or gameplay, then I'll make all the teams. I'll try and put some of the younger players with older players, give everyone a chance to play with a bunch of different teammates over the course of the summer. My goal is that everyone learns everybody's name. And we sort of have this big community where everyone's out there playing for fun and everyone gets to know each other. I think that's what beach volleyball is all about.
Awesome. And then, Matt, my last question, if anyone's looking to find more information on the program, where can they go?
Absolutely. So Rustlers Volleyball Club, social medias or website, or Rustlers Beach Volleyball on Instagram, or can reach out to me directly.
Awesome. Well, Matt, thank you for joining me today. I'm sure it's going to be a great, that's starting up in June, beach volleyball.
Looking forward to it.
That's all for news. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your closing market.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The Lloydminster Region Health Foundation is hosting the Celebrity Golf Classic next month. Stacey Comer has more on what is planned and how you can get involved.
The Lloydminster Region Health Foundation Celebrity Golf Classic is coming up soon here, just a few weeks, June the 4th. And I am joined by Kat Pollard and Stephanie Monroe from the Region Health Foundation. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, let's talk about this event itself. If somebody's not familiar, give me the layout.
Sure. So this is obviously a Celebrity Golf Classic. If you've been around Lloydminster for a while, you would know that in the early 2000s and again in about 2011 to 2013, this was a very prestige event in our community. We've put out a lot of great athletes in this community, and some of those are NHL alumni. And they came back every year to put on a Celebrity Golf Classic. A lot of people enjoyed it. It was a great opportunity to mingle with the celebrities and just get together and raise some funds for really great causes. So we have decided, in the collaboration with Bart Redden is on our board. And so last summer I was having a conversation with their family, and I thought, if we did one more time, like, what do you think, Wade? Could we do this one more time? We won't ask you in 2026 or 2027 or ever again. If we do one final drive for healthcare, let's bring all the boys back and do one last hurrah.
All right. And Kat, if you could maybe tell me, who are the celebrities that are coming? I know most people know them, but if you could just go over them one more time for me, please.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, our main four hosts are our local NHL alumni. So Scott Hartnell, of course, played with the Philadelphia Flyers, Wade Redden with the Ottawa Senators and the Rangers, and then Clark MacArthur played for Ottawa as well. And Corey Cross was with the Oilers, among other teams as well. So yeah, those are our four guys that are kind of being the hosts, but they are also bringing a lot of people with them, and we've managed to track down some people as well. And we're kind of like trying to do a little bit more diversification, I guess, with our celebrities and not just focus on NHL alumni. We're trying to kind of broaden our horizons. So we brought in some curlers. We've got Val Sweeting from Team Einerson. She is going to be joining us, as well as thanks to Aztec Safety for hooking us up with Team Jacobs. We've got Brett Gallant and Mark Kennedy coming as well from that team. So we're pretty excited to have them. And then we've also got some female hockey players. Fiona Smith-Bell, who is a coach now, but used to play for the Canadian national women's hockey team and actually went to the Olympics in Nagano, Japan. So yeah, we're trying to bring in a few different people. We've got Aaron Pachette, musician, coming in as well. He was here back in 2013, so he was excited as soon as we texted him. He was, yeah, I'm in.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a good day. And basically, the golfing part of it is kind of set. There's not a whole lot of room there, but the banquet is open and there's all kinds of excitement there. So tell me about the banquet, how you can get in and what to expect when you attend the banquet.
For sure. So we're really excited. And I mean, it's not unfortunate, it's very fortunate, but all the golf spots have been taken. There was a lot of sponsorship opportunity right off the bat, and a huge thank you to our title sponsor, Fountain Tire. They were a sponsor all throughout the previous years in the early 2000s when the Celebrity Golf Classic originated. And as soon as I had asked them this year, it was just a instantaneous yes. So very thankful to them and all of our amazing sponsors and donors who have stepped up. So the golfing is full, but you do still have the opportunity to be able to attend the banquet that evening. So the banquet is on June the 4th. The doors open at 5 p.m. Going to have an amazing supper as always at the WLS Convention Center. The Lloyd X always puts on a great supper, as well as two great comedians. You know, we had a hard time narrowing it down, but we have Joel Jeffrey, who's actually quite local to Saskatoon, and Danny Martinello, who is from Austin, Texas, but originally from Edmonton, Alberta. So they bring a great comedy show with them, and you'll have the opportunity that evening to bid on some live auction items. There's a lot of silent auction items, as well as getting to mix and mingle with all of these celebrities and, you know, local people that are for hosts, obviously, as well as all these other people that are going to be there.
Is there a certain cause that this money is earmarked for, anything that's raised in the tournament?
So yeah, we committed as a foundation to several years of upgrades to the maternity ward at the Lloydminster Hospital. So we are finishing off paying for all of the enhancements that we had made a commitment to. And as anybody knows, the Health Foundation, I know sometimes people are concerned, well, we're already paying for that for our provincial dollars, but our board and our staff are very committed to ensuring that anything that the foundation does purchase is an enhancement to healthcare. It's innovative. It's something that isn't going to be paid for by the government. So we're very, very grateful for the community support that we do receive.
Well, you ladies are just awesome with everything you do with the foundation. The gala was just a success. You had the sunrise run, and now you've got this. You've always got something on the go. So if people are looking to attend this banquet, once again, just give me the information where they can purchase the tickets and how they can get information, please.
Yeah, for sure. So tickets are $100 each, or they can buy a half or a full table for $400 or $800. And it's all on our website. So if you go to lrhf.ca/Celebrity Golf Classic, there's a link right off the homepage as well. And you can go right there, buy your banquet tickets, and find out more information about the event and kind of a timeline of events and how everything is kind of going to work. So yeah, get your banquet tickets. This is your one chance to kind of rub shoulders with all of these celebrities. And as Steph said, we've got a great meal planned and some funny comedians to enjoy the evening.
Well, it sounds like a great night. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies, Kat and Stephanie. I wish you much success. I know it's going to be, because everything you guys are involved in is just awesome. So thanks for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you on the 4th of June.
The World Angus Forum took place over the last few weeks and is a celebration of all things Angus, and it was down under in Australia. We have an exclusive interview with one of the members from Team Canada A about the experience.
I'm sure some of you regular Primetime local news viewers noticed that our Thomas Wildman has been missing for a few weeks. Fortunately, we found him, and he has a few stories to tell about where he's been in that time. You were in Australia for the World Angus Forum of 2025. Why don't you just, I guess, tell me a little bit about what that is?
Well, thank you, Lane, and I'm glad to be back. But the World Angus Forum takes place every 4 years at various different countries. Of course, this year it was in Australia. It started out in Sydney. They did a few events there, and then it ended up in Brisbane. The main forum part itself was there. And so it was supposed to be in Australia back in 2019, I believe. Of course, or 2020, I believe, 2021. Of course, things happened, and so it had to be bumped. But now, of course, it just took place over this last little bit there at the end of April into the beginning of May. And so it's a celebration of Angus from across the world. There were people from, of course, us from Canada, lots of people from Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Lithuania, Portugal, people from across the world that all raise Angus cattle, and coming together and celebrating Angus cattle and just really talking about this great breed that is one of the global leaders, if not the global leader of cattle production across the world.
So this was quite a big worldwide event, for Angus cattle. How did you get selected for Canada in the youth competition?
So what it was that you had to send in an essay as well as a resume and a few other things, just talking about my Angus involvement and parts of being part of the Canadian Angus Association. And I was also part of the Canadian Junior Angus Association, still am. And so, as well as just your general skills and what you were hoping to bring to a team. And so I was one of a lucky 8 to be selected for, I was on the Team Canada A, one of the 2 teams, alongside Hilary Sauter and Cody Detzel were from Saskatchewan, and then Julie Sharp was also from Alberta. And then the other team had Garrett Liebrick from Saskatchewan, Sarah McDonald from BC, Keely Adams from Alberta as well, and then from Manitoba was Lainey Muir. And so a really great group of kids. I knew all of them from beforehand, and I think our team, Team Canada, was very successful. We did very well throughout, and so just 8 of the best Canadian youth from 18 to 25 was where the age was, and then the other countries would have had, I believe, a very similar application process, and depending on where they were from, how many they sent. Like Team USA only sent 1 team, but then the Australian teams, they sent 3 total teams, and so there ended up being 12 teams, each of 4 each, so about 50 youth really representing the next generation of Angus.
Awesome, and for the youth competition, I guess, what kind of events did you guys do as part of this competition?
So we started out in Sydney, that's where I landed, and we did a lot of different team building things to start. The first major thing we did is we went over the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That's one of the biggest bridges in the entire world, and it was quite the experience. It's actually a lot safer when you're at the top than versus down below when you're climbing up and down. I'm not a big fan of ladders, so that was my least favorite part about that. We also went on a welcome cruise there, met a lot of the other Angus delegates, went to Coggy Beach, which is just nearby in Sydney, and then we traveled first to Tamworth was the next major stop. That's where the Angus Expo was, so lots of producers from across Australia had cattle there. We did a lot of various cattle events there as major competitions, whether it was chasing cattle. We also did the showmanship, the grooming competition, which our team was lucky enough to win, and then one of our teammates, Hilary Sauter, won the showmanship as well. And then they also did these modules where they were challenging various different parts of farming, so we had to add up how much it would cost to seed a field. Or the other thing we did is they had like an American Ninja Warrior-like contest, but it was all farming and you were supposed to be safe while doing it as a team. And so we did that for a while, and then eventually we ended up at Brisbane was the final stop. That's kind of the competition was all finished up by then when we got to Brisbane, and they had a lot of speakers there, lots of great knowledge, again, celebrating Angus, and lots of different, they also had a trade show there with all of that, and that's kind of where it finished up, and we had our final awards there in Brisbane. But a fantastic group, met lots of great friends, and I'm very much looking forward to going back to Australia very soon.
Well, that's awesome. Out of all these events, and it sounds like you did quite a lot, and you met a lot of people, and you really got to see Australia. What was the highlight of the trip for you, or if you have a few highlights, of the whole trip, I guess?
Again, back to Tamworth for the Angus Expo. That was the best part. We did a lot of great competitions there, and then for sure the #1 highlight was the people. Great people from across the world, lots of friends. We have a group chat still, and lots of great memories and things that I'll remember forever, and all the other people, the older people as well from Australia, and we went to some great farms. So just meeting all the people, meeting all the different ways, or learning all the different ways that people operate their farms, whether it's with Angus cattle or there was also some people that were just adjacent to Angus cattle. And so it was just a fantastic experience to meet all these different people and different ways of living.
Well, awesome. I'm glad to have you back. It certainly takes some less work off of my shoulders having you back here at Primetime Local News, and it sounds like you had a great trip, so that's awesome to hear. Thanks a lot, Thomas.
Well, thank you, and I'm glad to be back, and we'll have lots more news coming up very soon. And now we'll take a look at your adorable pets with our pet picks of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
Thank you for watching Primetime Local News. My name is Thomas Wildman, and have a wonderful rest of your day.